I am here with my new friend, Christine Caine, who is a phenomenal woman who basically just became my hero, an instant hero. And she has a lot to say. And basically, she has charged me, inspired me, and I want to give her the chance to tell you about it. So.
Hey everyone, thanks Beckah for the privilege. I'm telling you, Beckah and I are identical twins separated at birth. I'm convinced we are both as radical and passionate for serving Jesus and making a difference on this earth. So I did find my sister. I was actually left in a hospital unnamed and unwanted when I was born. So I've always wondered if I had biological siblings, and I think I have just found one. So we're both out there to change the world. I guess why we really clicked is over an issue that arrested my heart about 3 or 4 years ago. I was walking through an airport in Greece and saw some posters of some young kids and some young women, and found out that these were the alleged victims of human trafficking. And if you just heard that phrase for the first time like I had back then, I didn't believe that that really happened. I thought, what do you mean human trafficking? And anyway, went on to find out that today, as you're listening to me talk, there's 27 million slaves on the earth, more than ever in the history of humanity, which is what blew you away, I think, in But for me, I always break it down because, you know, my birth certificate, it says unnamed, number 2508 of 1966. So you're looking at my name, you know, you're looking at my face and you know my name. So number 2508 is no longer just a number for you. My goal is that these 27 million are not just a number anymore, but they're real life human beings. We can't do everything, but we have to do something.
Yes.
And as the church, we can't just kind of sit there and ignore this and pretend it didn't happen. I was at Auschwitz at the museum there where the Jewish people, so many of them had been exterminated, and I was bawling and bawling in front of the ovens, thinking, where was the church during this time? How could we sit through the Second World War and allow 6 million Jewish people to be exterminated? And I remember then I made a covenant with God and said, if there is anything in my lifetime, I am not going to pretend it's not happening. I'm not going to get on just doing the Christian deal and pretend that this injustice isn't happening. And for me, human trafficking is our modern day Holocaust. It's the deal, it's the, straight after the trafficking of drugs, it's the second biggest crime worldwide. I was sitting in a room with 14 girls from the shelter, and one of the girls was telling me how she had been shipped across to Turkey in a shipping container, like a shipping container, with 60 girls. And the oxygen tank on the container broke, so when they opened the container in Istanbul, 30 of the girls were dead. And she just kept screaming because her best friend, Anna, her best friend from birth, they thought they were coming to get a job, and she goes, my friend, she was holding a friend, and her friend died. And they opened the container, and then they put them in these apartments for 2 weeks and just raped them and took all their paperwork and broke their defences down. Then they put them on little boats to get them across from Turkey to the Greek islands, where they'd get them into Athens to be forced to work in brothels. These girls never asked for that. They thought they were coming to be waitresses on the Greek islands over the holidays. And so they were on the little boats, and the Coast Guard came, and so the traffickers would not get caught with the girls. They just threw them overboard like excess baggage. None of the girls could swim. None of the girls had seen ocean water again, and they were all between about 18 and 21. And anyway, only 5 of the girls survived, and one of these girls, Anna's best friend, survived. And she was looking at me, and she was in a state, and then her friend was sitting next to her from Russia, and she looked at me and she said, "Why did you come?" And I began to tell her that there's a God in heaven that died for her, that loves her, that has a plan for her life. And anyways, I was telling her, she stopped me, just like this, she just stopped me. And she looked at me and she said this that I'll never forget. She goes, if what you are saying is true, if what you are telling me about your God is true, then why didn't you come sooner? And I guess for me, I don't know, maybe you need to write a song about it or something, but it's like, why didn't you come sooner? Why didn't we come sooner? What is so important? When you just put it down to there, and I'm sitting and I just looked at her and I went, honey, I really can't say anything because I can't think of one thing right now that was so important, that I thought was so important. The next pay rise, the next job, when this season changes, none of that seems important when it comes to that moment of why didn't you come sooner? And I guess that's my question.
I don't know about you, but for me, this is the first time I'm hearing about these statistics. This is the first time my eyes have been opened. So it may be for you too.
And you wonder, what can I do? That's the whole deal, is can I make a difference? But we, you know, all of us can't do everything, but all of us can do something. And my deal is that, and I hope the A21 campaign is just a grassroots movement where we put tools in people's hands and go, okay, in your world, raise awareness. In your world, let's do something and say, we're drawing a line in the sand. We're saying on our watch, we're not going to let this happen.
If you don't know what to do, at least you can just make people aware.
Yeah.
Just be a voice. Let people know this is not okay. You're not going to allow this to happen. Find out more information about this. Find out how you can make a difference. Find out how you can help. And just be a part of this stand. You don't have to save the world, but you can do what you can. God can use you. And it's just by going and finding, not closing your eyes, not closing your ears, opening your heart to what breaks God's heart. Let him show you. Let him show you what's really happening and make a difference.
Warriors.
Okay, so this is a big problem, so you need some big love glasses.
That's it.
Put these on and let God show you. Let him show you what's going on. Let him show you the way. And go and be life, love in full effect. Love in action. 1 John 3:18. We don't just say we love others, but truly love others, and we show it by our truth and by our actions. So go, check out A21campaign.org. Thank you, Christine.
Hey, I love you. This is why we are freedom fighters.
We are.